Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In today's video I wanted to talk about the top performing teams for Orson, the Dream Realm boss, which has come out because it's just 2 hours after reset right now. And because of the testing which was done with them on the Pioneer server, the optimal teams were basically found out. And it is going to be the team which is our top ranker Worcester running for our district. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show his team, we'll watch the replay, and then I'm going to show you the team that I used, for example, for people who don't have Lenya built up, and then you can try to do that. And I also don't even have Mikola that highly ascended, so you can do it with Mikola at a lower ascension level, but of course if you have her higher, your team will be overall more effective. Okay, so this is the formation that he used. Now, Lenya is really important for Orson because not only does she provide good damage, but more importantly, she provides consistent stuns onto the boss, which do not actually stun him, but they will reduce his fury stacks. It's the mechanic related to Orson that if you can apply interrupt effects onto him, it will reduce his fury stacks, and that will increase your damage output and also keep your team alive for longer. And so she is going to be getting the attack buff from the Rainier position swap. Mikola is really important because just her honor arena, once you control that, all of your team get the boosted 20% attack, which is going to increase their damage by a lot. And Mikola actually, in this position specifically, doesn't have much difficulty surviving, especially if you have her at Mythic Plus or above. She should be fine to survive the whole fight, and even mine, who isn't even Mythic Plus yet, survived most of the fight but died towards the end. So let's watch this replay. So Mikola is going to run around the edge. Control of the honor arena is going to give the attack buff for the team. And also, if you have Supreme Plus Mikola, it will mean that once she begins casting her ultimate, it is not going to fade off, and you're going to get that continuous haste buff. But note the positioning here, because this causes Mikola to wrap around the left side after the boss throws Mikola back. And now she's in a perfect position to buff up her whole team, and she's not tanking the major aggro Krugers, taking the main attacks from the boss. Lily May and Lenya both have the haste buff from Mikola, and now the damage is just going to be coming out. Kruger is a really good option for this boss because Kruger also has an interruption effect with his ultimate cast. It's like a knockdown effect, but also he provides the physical defense reduction debuffs onto the boss, causing all physical damage to be amplified. And Lenya is a physical damage dealer, so Lenya's damage is going to be higher thanks to Kruger. Lily May is still a good option here, and actually in the team I'm running, I'm not even using any physical damage dealer, but I'm still using Kruger, so it just shows you like kind of how good Kruger is for Orson, just even on his own. Even without a dedicated physical damage dealer. He's probably the best option. Okay, so Worcester is going to get almost 300 million with this team, which is really good because his levels aren't even at 311 yet. He's just at 302 across his entire team. With the team that I used, my damage dealers were at 311, and with a couple of runs, the maximum I got was 268 million. But we'll watch that after this. So it's not a bad team. Okay, so Mikola almost died there, but she managed to survive. My Mikola would have died earlier in the fight because I don't have her at Supreme Plus, and that does make a difference. And there you go. His whole team survived the whole fight, and that's pretty much the optimal run. All he can do now is increase the levels on his heroes, and then he can get a higher score from here. The other thing that you can try, if for example, let's say you don't have a Lily May, but you have an OD. Some people have used OD in place of Lily May in this exact team and gotten almost the same score, and with RNG sometimes even higher. So definitely running OD can be a good option instead of Lily May. Mikola contributed a pretty decent amount of damage as well and good healing. Okay, so overall, that is how the team is going to work. Also, if you can level up your Verdant Spell artifact and level up your team, then he can get a better score with that. Okay, now looking at my team, I had level 311s across the board other than Rainier. And let's take a look at the replay of this. So, we still get the control of the honor arena early on in the fight. And my Mikola did manage to survive for a good amount of time, but she is going to die later on when the damage starts ramping up from the boss. Odie is the one who will get the position swap from Rainier so that he is all grouped up with my front line, so that Mikola's buff from her Courage Sphere will apply onto the Odie as well as the Lily May. It's just going to be more efficient that way. And Lily May is just dealing the damage. Both Odie and Lily May deal almost the same amount of damage in this team, similar to the team with that Lenya team with Wooster, where Lenya and Lily May did about the same amount of damage too. There are some different team like hero options, and there's another really good example on my leaderboard. So I have a guildmate who has run the same team I'm running, I think without Lenya, because I don't think he built Lenya, with one copy of Mikola. And he still got a pretty good score. Still hasn't defeated the stage 1 of this boss, but he almost killed the stage 1 of the boss with that team. There you go. So my Mikola died, and there's still 40 seconds left. So that makes my score a lot less high. It could have been higher, but the thing is, because my Mikola isn't highly ascended, it's difficult for her to survive past this point. Maybe it's possible with multiple attempts, but I think this was a pretty solid attempt where I did manage to get this score. And then it will just be dealing as much damage as possible. The rest of the team survives well, even when the Mikola dies, which is the good thing. They still have the attack buff from the Honor Arena. They're just not going to have the haste buff from the Courage Sphere of Mikola. And yeah. Also, yeah, the damage over time to adjacent enemies, but my team is not having that because I don't even have a Mythic Plus Mikola yet. But if you had a Mythic Plus Mikola and she dies, then your team is going to lose that effect as well. Okay, so viewers, he almost killed the boss with this one copy of Mikola, and I think when he levels up further, he should be able to do it. It's pretty much, yeah, the identical team that I ran, and when he levels up later today, I'm pretty sure he will kill the boss with that. Last Cura, this is a good team as well. So for example, if you don't have Mikola, sub her out for Coco is probably the best choice. It'll just protect your team. Coco provides some minor buffs to increase your damage, like attack buffs, and for the formation, he went for this. Thorin also has a pretty useful debuff, causing the boss to take increased damage by 17%, and especially with magical damage dealers, it is going to increase damage from all sources, not only just physical and magical both, because Kruger is only for increasing physical damage. And some other teams use Floribel. Okay, I'm going to show you some other teams that I tried, which are teams which other people have had success with, but they weren't just better scores for me, for example. So one option is Elsa and Odie. Now, Elsa can take the place of Lenya. Again, this is going to be the formation. This is a good team to try. I got 258 million with this, so very close to my record. Maybe if I tried it again, I could even break my record, because my Elsa is level 304 at this point. But Elsa has a lot of interruption effects, so she is going to act kind of like the Lenya role of interrupting the boss a lot to reduce his fury stacks, but her damage output is not going to be as high as Lenya, for example. But this is a really good team you can run, just slightly worse than the Lenya version, but you can decide whether Odie and Lily May are better damage dealers, or Elsa and Odie. That is a good team. I think that's pretty much the second best team I was able to run. Another good team was this one with Shakira. This one went pretty well, and it makes sense that this would do well because Shakira, Mikola, Odie, Lily May, they're all grouped up together. They're all going to get the advantage of the damage reduction buff from Shakira, the haste buff from Shakira, and the damage reduction can help Mikola survive for a bit longer. So this is similar. It's basically just replacing Kruger for Shakira and running this team, and maybe it could work for you. Maybe it could get a high score. The problem with this team for me is that my Mikola died even faster than when I was running Kruger. I think Kruger somehow took the aggro of the boss better, but this is a good option. You can try basically all of these teams and see which ones works out best for you. I think this one has a lot of potential if the Mikola were at more highly ascended. Like, even if she were at Supreme, I think this might even be one of the best team options. And I did try a Fraser team as well, but that didn't work out really too well for me. But this is another team that you can try. Yeah, it's basically just Fresto in here instead of Kruger as the tank. Still Lily May and OD as the damage dealers. So the key damage dealers are Lily May, OD, Elsa. And some people have even tried Reese here and have reasonable success with Reese as well. So these are the 4 damage dealers you can try and run. And then as for Mikola Rainier, you kind of always want to run. If you don't have Mikola, then I guess replace her for Thorin or replace her for Coco, for example. And then just use the Coco to keep your team alive. You won't need the healing. Because you actually notice, even when my Mikola died with 40 seconds left, my team survived for most of the rest of the fight. So that is pretty much it for the different teams that I've tried. I think there is another one which had 3 damage dealers, which was pretty interesting. It was this one. This had 3 damage dealers, Elsa, Lily May, and Odie. Maybe again with a higher ascended Mikola, this could do pretty well. Because you have the interruption from the Elsa and then the damage from all 3, Lily May, Odie, and Elsa. But my Mikola died too quickly, so like then the team sort of ended up wiping early. So that's pretty much it for the Orson, the different teams you can try. Lenya is the damage dealer which shines here because of her interruption effects, but Elsa is like a second best option if you want the interruption, or you can just forget about interruption and go for the raw damage with Odie and Lily May and still get a pretty reasonable score. Can compete for the top ranks, but I mean the thing with Lenya, even though she is great in Orson, most likely she will not be too essential in the other Dream Realm bosses. So if you're planning to recruit her after seeing her performance in Orson, just keep that in mind, that even if she's good in Orson, she might not be so usable in the other bosses, so it might not be the best idea to recruit for her just for her performance in Orson, because you can make do with other heroes, and really Mikola is again the star player. Mikola is just the queen of Dream Realm, the best supporter. Smokey is not good here because he gets interrupted too much with the stuns and like the throwing and attacks of the boss. So that's why you have to either use Mikola or Coco or something like that. So anyway guys, hopefully this gave you a good idea of teams to try. Good luck with Orson. And I'll again try later on today when I level up to my maximum and try to get my top score. But I think it will probably be with this team that I showed you at the beginning. This Lily May, OD, Mikola team. I think this will be the best for me. I'm still 1 copy away from Mythic Plus Mikola. I got pretty lucky with the epic recruitment letters we got from the settlement end of season rewards. I got a lot of Mikola copies, so that was like good for me. But I need 1 more, and then we can get it to Mythic Plus, and then she'll really start doing well in the Dream Realm. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.